You're watching Vancouver TV, where we show you what's happening in your city. We've got the latest movie reviews and access to your favorite celebs. From fashion to red carpets, live shows, and more, we cover it all, keeping you informed about your city and in the know about upcoming events.
I am someone who wakes up in a different body every day. Always someone my age. I'm never too far from the last, never the same person twice. And I have absolutely no control over any of it. The day that Amy shadowed you at school, I was Amy. And the day that you went to the beach with Justin, I was Justin. It's not possible. It is.
Hey, it's me.
Every day of your life, you've just woken up and...
Just tried to live that day for that person.
That sounds really lonely.
It isn't, because I know what makes each person different and what makes everyone the same.
Why are you doing this?
The day we met, I felt something I've never felt before, and I don't want to let that go. I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
What about
I'm in love with someone who wakes up in a different body every day. Always the same age, never the same person twice. You're such a bright, beautiful, kind, funny person.
Michael, we are gonna miss our flight.
My family's supposed to fly to Honolulu today. If I go, tomorrow I wake up as a kid who's not flying back here. Oh my God, this kid does not exercise.
What about all the broken, happy ever afters?
I have to go.
Wait!
Stop! Who even was that? I'm forcing Alexander out of his own life, and it's wrong.
What are you saying?
Think about what happens if you and I stay together.
We can make it work.
I want to believe that. What will happen to your life if I'm the person in the world that you're closest to?
What about us? What about us?
You know, I thought you'd left.
I'd never leave.
Other than every day.
What about us?
To win tickets to see this movie and other fun movie prize packs, visit www.vancouvertelevision.ca.
Hi, my name is Zenia Marshall, and I'm here with Louisa Marshall, my mom, and Steve Marshall, my dad, and you are watching Vancouver Television.
I really got mad at Puppy. I yelled.
Zenia Marshall was born and raised in Vancouver, BC. Growing up in an artistic family of performers, she started in the arts at an early age, thanks to her parents, singer and performer Louisa Marshall and drummer Steve Marshall. An actress, singer, and dancer, Xenia plays the piano and saxophone and trained in various dance styles for over 10 years. She performed for the world premiere of Coastal City Ballet's Hansel and Gretel and The Nutcracker. Her dance career led into her acting career as she was hired as a dancer for the YTV series Some Assembly Required. Hi VTV viewers, so I'm here with a special guest. Her name is Zenia Marshall and she is an actor and a songwriter. How are you, Zenia?
I am great because I'm here with you. How are you?
I'm so super. Thank you very much. Super. So I'm sure people want to know a little bit about you. Could you enlighten us on who you are and what you have done?
Well, those are deep questions right there. Who am I? I'm Zenia Marshall. I'm a singer, an actress, songwriter, and musician. And I have done a lot of music-related performances with my parents because my mom is a Tina Turner tribute artist, as some people may know. And my dad is a drummer and my sister is a guitarist. So I grew up in this like really artistic, musical family, and because of that, I was so inspired by everything that they were doing, and I found my passion of performing through that, originally through music, and then eventually after music and dance, from ballet, contemporary, modern jazz, like all the sorts, for about 12 years. And then from there, I found myself in the acting world from dancing, because I was on YTV's Some Assembly Required as a dancer. And when I was on set, I looked everywhere like, this is so cool. oh, look at this. I want to do this. This is awesome. So then I enrolled into classes, and then just from there, I kept on going with my acting career. And from today, I've worked with Debbie Gibson, the lovely pop 80s princess, on the Hallmark movie Summer of Dreams about 2 years ago. And last year, we filmed the TV series Date My Dad on Up TV, which is also with Raquel Welch and Barry Watson, of course, from Seventh Heaven, and Robert Wagner, and my lovely sisters, TV sisters, Audrey Smallman and Lila Fitzgerald. And since then, I did a little cameo on Supergirl for a little episode, and from this point on, just really focusing on my music right now, and a lot of honing my craft in acting. Yeah.
That's fantastic, Zenia. You must be really excited about the future.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm at this specific moment, I'm just so happy to finally have the time to work on my music. And I loved working on set for all the time that we were, but with the long hours, it's harder to really focus in on your other passions as well, such as for me, it would be music.
So for the TV series Date My Dad, how long was that for?
That we were filming for? I was about almost 4 months right there. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the early mornings and late nights?
Ooh, well, I think I was a bit luckier on the side of the hours, because I think out of all of us, Barry was definitely the one that was most on set. So it seems like he would be the first one there and the last one to go. But out of the three sisters, because I'm the oldest and the eldest sister of the bunch, I would usually be there for much longer than they would be. And then when we'd be getting our shots done, it'd be because they're not there yet, because then that's when the clock would start for the youngsters. I have to talk to an ex on the wall, or a really older lovely man on set that is supposed to be my 8-year-old little sister and acting like that's her, from my shot on screen. So it was lots of fun, but it was definitely I guess it was tiring at the time, but it in the best way possible. I can't imagine in that moment being anywhere else, you know what I mean? And I was just so stoked to have the opportunity, and so grateful to have been there and to have that learning experience for the first time that I've ever booked a TV series. So yeah.
I miss her so much, Dad. It's not fair.
No.
Who's gonna take me shopping for my wedding dress?
That's amazing. And I know that you're from Vancouver, so we're all cheering for you. Thank you. So this is really, really great. Now, could you tell us a little bit about your mother, who I know is a tribute artist, Tina Turner?
Yeah, of course. As you said, Tina Turner tribute artist. She also does other tribute acts. For example, she might do a bit of Lady Gaga, Donna Summer, Etta James, Amy Winehouse. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that she does. She always makes fun of the times that she has to do some of them back to back. She had this show where she had to go from Tina to Lady Gaga, and she was like, "How am I gonna turn my more colored self into the white self into the colored self again within 10 minutes of the intermission in between, with the costume changes and everything." Yeah. But she's awesome. Besides just impersonating and paying tribute to all these amazing artists, she also does a lot of cover band songs. That's where she started out, in the Hall of Fame band. And that's what took her from Philippines, Manila, all the way around the world. And that's how she ended up in Canada, and that's how she met my dad, and yeah, love story right there.
Love story, yes. Yeah. And I know she's been on some TV shows and made a name for herself. Can you tell us about that?
A lot of TV shows. For starters, her own TV show, Simply the Best. Simply the Best with Louisa Marshall. Yeah. There's that one, and she's also been on Oprah twice. She performed for the real Tina Turner there, and also Cher too. So that was a really exciting time for her. Like, exciting? That's wow. Crazy. I was like, wow.
I would be really nervous.
Yeah, right. And besides that, just a couple years ago, she was on Ellen. Yeah, as Tina Turner. But there's a lot of people in the audience who didn't know that she was a tribute artist. So it was kind of funny to see like some of their reactions, like some of them really thought that she was Tina Turner. Oh, wow. So then they're like, you can see some people like, like crying, like the tears, and you know, she feels bad about that aspect, but it's because Ellen introduced her as Tina Turner, not like as Louisa Marshall, as Tina Turner. But that was also an awesome experience for her too. I just remember one day coming home from school and looking at my sister, where's mom and dad? Oh, they're flying to Ellen right now. But what? What do you mean flying to Ellen? Yeah, like, oh, she just called a couple hours ago. Not she, probably production. And then, yeah, they were wondering if they could swing by. Oh, wow. Awesome. Crazy household.
What an experience. Yeah. Wow. So you grew up in this musical family, and I'm sure you've learned a lot from your mom. Can you tell us a little bit about your dad?
There's a lot to say about my dad, too. He is a drummer. And that's how they originally met, through his business that he manages in Haida Gwaii, which is for some of you that don't know, it's like Vancouver Island, Haida Gwaii up here. And he owns like a bar and a liquor store, restaurant, and taxi service up there in a smaller town called Masset. And that's how he met my mom, because he booked her over there, and then that's where everything took off, and it was the love story. And then, he's also a Red Seal mechanic. He does a lot for my mom's shows too, like as in, besides being a musician, a drummer in it, he's also, when they were doing the tour across Canada, he's the one that always sets up for the shows with all the lights and the backdrop, the sound system. He's also sound man. So just like packing that in and out, like whenever we're with them, we try to help him too. But for the times, which is the majority of the time that we're not with him because of school or because of filming, then he's on his own. He's doing all that and driving the tour bus. He does so much stuff, and doing the bookings and like super dad and super mom. Yeah.
Totally. And I know you have a sister. Yeah. Kimmy.
Yeah. Super sister.
Yeah, super sister. Could you tell us a little bit about your songwriting with your sister?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yes. Songwriting. We're working on that right now. For the past few years, we've been writing a lot of songs, and we haven't like done anything with them for like a long time. Yeah. So now we're at that point that my mom's just pushing us. She's like, now's the time, and we feel it right now too. And it's this amazing feeling to finally see your work after so many years grow and start to like slowly take off. And right now we are both working with producers to try to get our album on its feet. And we're working on that, and we're still in that process, and we're just more excited than ever.
That's really exciting. So how many songs have you written?
Are we talking about like complete from start to finish, or are we talking about like including those like half done ones that you might have like dropped after a certain like emotional phase? I don't know.
Sure, in entirety.
I'd say together well over 30, about 40 to 50 songs at least. Great. Like all together, like she has a lot of songs that she wrote when she was younger, around my age, because she's older, the older sister, but everyone always asks us which one's older. I'm so much younger than her. And then I have my some of my own songs too, but I find that we're happiest and we work best when we're working with each other and we're collaborating. And I find that we bring different things to the table. For example, I like to, when it comes to songwriting, I like focusing a bit more on the melody and the hooks and trying to compose it that way. And for my sister, she's more, she really helps me out with the concept and the lyrics, which is what gives the whole entire song meaning. But then with those two powers combined, superpowers, yes. Super sisters combined, it makes like such, I hope that everyone else will find beautiful work that we are really excited to show and share with the world right now.
Yeah, that's really, really exciting. And I know your sister is a lead guitarist, which I find really, really cool. And that you and your sister are also now part of the tribute band that your mom has. Yeah, can you tell us about that?
Well, she's been in the tribute band for like years before I was. I feel like, when did I start? Like when I was like 13, 14. Wow. First gig at Bermuda, I was like, yeah, it's like a vacation and the first gig, yay! But for her, I think her first gig was at a P&E show, so that was like a really big audience for like a first gig. And fortunately, we have this like opportunity because of our parents. Like we like owe everything to them, and like all of our inspiration and all the opportunities that we get in like the musical sense, especially because like it's hard finding different places to perform on your own, like just from scratch as an artist. And because of them, we have these lovely opportunities to like go around the world, and it's crazy. Yeah.
So I hear that you also toured outside of Vancouver. Where did you tour and with whom?
With whom is the Louisa Marshall Band and the Tina Turner Tribute Act with my family. And that would be from, I think my first gig was in Bermuda. Wow. And a lot of local gigs, a bit in the States. My mom had a tour from Victoria all the way to St. John's, Newfoundland, and all the way back. And then also India, Goa, India. That was lots of fun. And Malaysia. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
That's like all the places I can remember at the top of my head, and they were all amazing. But like, because you're there for work, even though it seems like a vacation, and like sometimes you do get to experience a bit more of like the touristy kind of things, you also kind of like don't get to explore so much because you know you're only there for that and you don't have the time, and it's just like work, kind of like, oh, this is pretty, and then fly out.
That's right. And I also know that it was for charity in some aspect. Can you tell us about the charity?
Yeah, there were a few different charities. I might not be able to remember the exact titles of the different charities, but in Malaysia, they were doing, our show in Malaysia was for the palliative care, and for my mom's Canada tour, I believe it was Lots of Love or Hope Beyond Thunderdome. She raised a lot of money for PTSD for our Canadian veterans.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And how does that make you feel?
It made like, it's already so fulfilling when you get to do something that you love to do. And for me, that would be things like music and acting and performing. But to do it with another purpose behind it is just, it's fulfilling to another extent. And I think that we really enjoy that tour because, you know, we get to perform doing what we love with the people that we love, you know, on stage. And then to do that for a cause that we know a lot of people and veterans that are affected by that, and people that we met along the way on the tour, that the cause resonated so deeply with them, or their family members have been going through that, or they themselves have too. It's really nice to be able to do it all for a specific cause.
So to play music, to sing, but to also help out a worthwhile cause.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Thanks, Zenia. So VTV viewers, I am here with Zenia's mom, Louisa Marshall. How are you?
I am feeling awesome. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Oh, nice to see you, Christine.
In case you're wondering, she does look familiar. She is a Tina Turner tribute artist.
Yes.
Can you tell us about yourself and what you've been doing lately?
I've been doing a lot of things lately. Oh my gosh. Okay, where will I start? I'm promoting our shows. We have 6 shows in the Lower Mainland, and yes, I'm really, really proud to say that I'm still alive and we're still rocking. And maybe we can show you your viewers where we're performing. But first and foremost, we're performing at the Massey Theater, February 3rd, Saturday. So that's the first one, and then we're going to the U.S. for 2 shows. On the 23rd and the 24th in Washington. And then we're coming back for March 3rd for a show back here. Oh, there's lots, but Christine will tell you about it.
Definitely, check it out.
And at the same time, I'm filming and editing for my TV show. And you were on
Simply the Best.
And you were on my show many times, Christine. So proud of you, girl.
So proud of you.
Aww.
So, I know that you're from the Philippines.
Yes.
And that you moved to Canada. And Zenia told us about a little bit about your love story, where you met your husband.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Do you mind telling us about that? Because Valentine's is around the corner.
Oh my gosh, it's a teleserie. It's gonna be too long if I tell you about it. But to make a long story short, wow. I didn't know that I'm gonna get married to the guy that I'm married right now, and I think some of your viewers know who he is. Yeah, he's very notorious. No, controversial. No, he's super nice. His name is Steve Marshall, and yes, he is the real father of my daughter Xenia. And yes, we're having fun, and also he's my drummer in the big show. And he's also my producer, my manager, my driver, cook, slave.
What a wonderful husband.
Yes. Oh, he's just amazing. To all those who haven't gotten married yet, and if you're boyfriends, you have to test your boyfriends. Valentine's is coming. Just find out whether, if they can't cook, at least they have lots of money to buy food from the restaurant, and that's gonna be cool.
You heard right. So could you tell us a little bit about your daughter and how you felt when she first came into the spotlight?
Oh my goodness. I'm actually, if there are stage moms, I'm a stage momster. I'm crazy.
How so?
Because you know how sometimes you just get so excited and overwhelmed, and the thing is, you already know about what she's doing and what is about to happen, but the production, especially in the U.S., we're not allowed to say anything. You know that, right? Hush, you're not allowed to say anything, and I was like, I can't put this on Facebook yet. It's like, I couldn't, it was really hard at first because I wasn't really very much aware of what's going on in the production side of it, and the thing is, they're very right that you're not allowed to promote, because they should be the first ones to promote in the show, right? And so I was really, really proud of her. So my husband and I, Steve, right there, the dad, is also a stage dad. So we try as much as possible to be involved and to be engaged in whatever Xenia is doing. And also we have a daughter, Kimmy. She's our guitar player.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry. She's very busy, but she can come. But next time she'll be here. She's giving her love, by the way. She just texted me.
Thank you, Kim.
During the break, yes, and yeah, it's just such a overpowering for the past 2 years, because the first one was Summer of Dreams, and she was with one of my idols,
Oh yeah.
Debbie Gibson.
Oh no.
Yeah, she was in the movie. That was her first movie, and she already played supporting lead, and it was.
Another topic that comes up is, how do you get kids to play music? I was kind of forced when I was young to play the accordion. The accordion. You imagine in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s. Yeah, it was actually the 60s. And I couldn't find anybody cool that played the accordion. And then it was kind of forced onto piano, and that wasn't so cool. So I told my mom, and she's 82 now, buy me drums, I'll play them forever. So still when I see her in the audience, I say, "Ma, I'm still playing drums." So what I did with our two kids at home is when Kimmy was young, our guitar player, she's 30 now, I just put a guitar in her room. She kind of hated it. She mentioned it a few years ago that she really kind of hated that, but now she has a room full of guitars. She is our guitar player. We travel all over the world with her. Our lead guitar player. And then when her sister Zenia was growing up, I put a keyboard in the room. Didn't make her play it, didn't force her to play it, didn't make her go to lessons. And she ended up having to ask me for lessons. So I made, then I got her lessons and away she went. Now she writes music. Her and her sister got 30 original songs and they play in our shows. So it was backwards from how it happened with me, and it worked really well for them. So parents, don't force them. Maybe just sneak them in there. Maybe put a whole bunch of them in the room. Drums, guitar, keyboards, and they'll kind of gravitate to something. And then you'll go,
they'll figure
okay.
out what they really want.
You got a bunch of kids, they'll all fight over it, and then eventually you might end up with a band.
Yeah, perfect. Family band.
There you go.
Thank you, Zenia, for sharing your story with us as a young musician and actor. And your parents, Steve and Louisa Marshall, all the best with your tour. And thank you, viewers at home, for tuning in. You're watching Vancouver Television, and I am your host, Christine White. See you next week.